Priti Patel has betrayed Julian Assange and British sovereignty. Now, some people are pro-Julian Assange, some people are anti-Julian Assange. But everybody should be against his extradition to the US because it completely undermines UK sovereignty. It's not really about the individual himself, the person, Julian himself. It's about the very, very, very key and technical issue when it comes to UK law. I'm going to explain why in a second, but I want to introduce our new presenter on the Tousi channel, and that is Alexandra Swan, who was a political activist in the past, initially part of the Tory party, then UKIP, then became independent, and she, like me, she's a classical liberal conservative, and she believes in sovereignty, and she believes in freedom. And going forward, Alexandra is going to be on the channel as well as Peter Barnes, who is the political editor of the channel. She's going to be presenting some shows with me, so hopefully you will be welcoming Alexandra on this channel. But let's go to what's going on with Julian himself, because it's fascinating how the doctors for Assange, they came out to talk about his condition. And I'm going to tell you about big kind of hypocrisy and double standards when it comes to the supremacy of foreign judges and foreign laws. On the one hand, ECHR would tell us what to do with our own laws when it comes to, for example, the Rwanda flight. On the other hand, they're not really concerned about reporting him. And at the same time, we have to actually listen to the Americans. We have to obey to the Americans. Now, it's quite fascinating. They said that, predictably, Mr. Assange's health has since continued to deteriorate in your custody, Priti Patel. In October 2021, Mr. Assange suffered a mini stroke. This dangerous deterioration of Mr. Assange's health underscores the medical concern that the chronic stress caused by his harsh prison conditions, as well as his justified fear of the conditions that he would face in the case of extradition, leaves Mr. Assange vulnerable to cardiovascular events. Now, the problem here is not just his condition, which is basic case for not extraditing someone. It's about the fact that this is the same America that tried to kidnap him, that they tried to harm him. That, in any normal case, in any normal extradition, you don't extradite political prisoners to a place that will be unsafe. Second problem is the fundamental issue between, when it comes to the relationship, the so-called special relationship between the US and the UK, which is not a balanced relationship. It's not honest, because America has the upper hand. This is thanks to Tony Blair. Tony Blair signed this UK-US extradition treaty and relationship in 2003, and this was his attempt to basically be a bootlicker to Mr. Bush. Now, George W. Bush was not the level playing field type of partner. He was more superior to Tony Blair as the UK Prime Minister, and that was the foundation of our problems now. Because on the one hand, if a wife of a diplomat or a spy or someone accidentally is in a car crash or a car accident, and we had a situation a couple of years ago in this country, an American, they ran away, she went to America, and we couldn't extradite her back to the UK. But it doesn't really apply in terms of our situation. From our side, we have to basically listen to the Americans. And the problem here is Priti Patel and our government are extremely weak and feeble. Now, we have also, on lighter notes, we have had the official announcement of who's going to be the US prison guard for Julian Assange. And that is this. I mean, to be fair, it's a very dangerous situation right now, but you have to laugh, otherwise it's just not funny, because it's just too dark and sad. Jokes aside, I can predict a future headline in the coming months and weeks if he does go there, because there's going to be an appeal process. You're going to have a headline saying Julian Assange took his own life in his prison cell. Yeah, do not believe those words if it gets to that point. We are going to come back and talk about this more often as well, because it's not really about being a libertarian hippie or whatever. It's about the relationship between the US and the UK, and there's absolutely complete imbalance when it comes to that, because UK sovereignty is completely undermined from all fronts and corners. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.